Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, gonna be a super fun game. Flash is off racing here on Polypoid versus Mong. Top right, gonna be Mong, featuring his main race, Terran, and in the bottom right, we have Flash playing Protoss. This is an RJB replay, sent to me through Discord. And again, RJB supplies me with many excellent replays, and an RJB stamp of approval means it is going to be an amazing replay in some way. All of my replays are amazing that I cast, but RJB replays are just that much more special. So hit that like button if you're excited to see Flash off racing as Protoss versus Mong, who again is maining his Terran race here today on Polypoid. This is from around 2020 or so it's a fairly recent replay. 2020 does not seem that long ago, but time has no meaning these days. Anyway, what are low ground pylon? Is Mong playing? Mong playing random? Gateway first here from Flash on the low ground, and barracks not proxied here coming up in the main base, just playing it very, very safe. And scouting the right way here is Flash. Alright, man, so Flash Probe showing up here, causing some problems for the scouting, or the building SCV rather, not scouting anything. Here to harass, here to cause problems. Another SCV comes off the line. It's a dance that's been done since... Yeah. When's the first time somebody used a probe to harass an SCV building a barracks? 1998, like StarCraft 1? Before Brood War came out? Entirely possible. Entirely possible that's the first time that ever happened. I don't think this was discovered too far into the history of StarCraft at all. I don't think any of my friends ever did it to me necessarily when we were just playing as friends. We didn't know anything about professional build orders or anything. I mean, it was just, my strategy was basically to get like 5 hatcheries up and then upgrade to lair after I had like 50 workers and then go for 1 million mutalisks with 5 gases. And hey, it worked as long as everyone basically left me alone for 7 or 8 minutes. Which, you know, when I ran into players who knew what they were doing, that was not something that was allowed. Anyway, factory immediately popping up. Cybernetics core, yep, Cyber core ground here from Flash. And everything is cool. I think everything is very, very, very normal here, except Flash is playing Protoss, which is not too normal. But he did play random in ASL, and as a result, yeah, you've got Protoss games with this dude. He's Flash. Did he get bored crushing everybody as Terran and wanted to just get an experience with the other races and wanted to play Zerg and Protoss equally with Terran? Maybe that's all he wanted. Anyway, like I said, factory, cyber core, dragoons, all this great stuff. Singularity charge on the way. SCV running for its life, running past the Ursidon. Help me, Ursidon! But Ursidon's already been injured. He's down at 9 HP. Oh no! Ursidon, why? Vulture production has begun. Not even going for mech. Want a mech upgrade here. Bit of a sneeze there, which I hope I muted for. Anyway. Yeah, machine shop. Like M word. Machine shop upgrade. So 1 vulture into a machine shop. There we go. So delaying upgrades a tiny bit. Just, you know, gonna get a vulture out. I don't know why. Not like it's... I mean, if he'd scouted that maybe there were a couple zealots that were already out here, slow zealots, then a vulture first makes a lot of sense. He's not gonna fight these dragoons with that. Bunker at the front as per usual, but the range upgrade will outrange said bunker in just a couple minutes here. I don't know, okay, so Vulture coming down just to harass. He's like, hey, both of your Dragoons are going to move out. And take some bunker shots there, not good. And then, okay, so there's nobody home to defend. There's a Dragoon that just, man, this timing. He gets here just in time to walk past. Okay, gets another probe, not bad. Really not bad, and a ton of lost mining time here too. Mong, you absolute beast. How many kills this thing gonna get? It's got 3 already? Wasted a couple shots there on the Nexus, got caught up and killed. Oh, Pathing. Pathing got stuck there on that Nexus. That's hilarious. That's very funny. Alright, so now the Dragoon range is up, but a siege tank pops out. So this is not going to be a ton of Dragoon pressure at all. And in fact, the Dragoons really have to back out of here, and they're going to be forced to back on out of here. For sure. Yeah, maybe a couple Marines are going to die, but you don't want to lose a Dragoon. Not at this stage of the game. Later, yeah. If you can kill a tank and lose a Dragoon, for sure do that. Not going to happen here. Both players have second bases under construction at about the same time, honestly. Look at that. Nexus warping in. Command center done. Transfer happening. Maynard transfer happening down to that natural. Siege tanks don't have siege mode. So it's a little bit dicey. I mean, you can hit them from a good distance when you don't have siege mode up, but it's not siege mode range, which is infinite. And is he going to work on... Oh, really? Spider Mines coming in before we get siege mode. What an interesting choice. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. Observatory coming in, so we're prepared for Spider Mines. As a Protoss, this is when you want to do it anyway, because it can always be Spider Mines. The first upgrade for a Terran can always be Spider Mines. If you don't have any detection, you don't want to make any cannons, you don't have a forge yet, then yeah, you want obs. You just want them. They're a good unit. They've always been a good unit. I'm just curious to see when Mong's going to go for, you know, the siege mode. Ah, the music is so good. We're going to let the music play for a minute here. Oh! 3 Dragoons taken down by that one Spider Mine. Dude, Flash. Struggling a bit here. Losing, 3 Dragoons is a lot. One of these is almost dead as well. There are 4 more available here for defense, so it's not like there's nothing. But yeah, siege mode's coming in. Are we going to build turrets at the front? A bunker at the front with these Marines could be interesting too. SCV's just here to buffer. So yeah, waste shots on this SCV. That's exactly what happened there. Spider Mines get lit. Taking another Dragoon down. Try to drag the Spider Mine into the tanks to kill it. Couldn't quite pull that off. More Spider Mines laying, which the probes don't set off, but the Observer detects. That's great. And Mong has to pull back. Tried to be aggressive, pulls back, takes the high ground at the siege mode, brings some vultures in to cover him, throw down some more Spider Mines, at least make it so the Dragoons can't just jump right on top of these tanks, right? Correct. Academy on the way for ComSat scanning, so you can scan observers and kill them with the nothing that can shoot up right now for Mong. Right. Anyway, probe deaths. Quite a bit. I mean, it's 38 to 37 on the worker count right now. Flash needs to be on extra bases to take down Mong, just traditionally how it works in PvT. Is Flash going to play this differently? Then probably not. He's probably going to play TVP the way that every Protoss who's ever beat him has played it, right? You got to expand a bunch. You got to use Dragoons to trade for tanks. You got to have upgrades. You got to go for Storm or Arbiters or one of those things, or maybe both. Oh, I like the Reaver play, though. Flash Reaver plays. Little shenanigan-y, aren't we? I like it. I like it a lot, but no third base from Flash is problematic. He needs this Reaver to kill at least 10 SCVs up here for Mong. If he doesn't pull that off, he's going to be in a very, very bad way. Extremely, extremely bad way. Look at this. Spider Mine's laid down just to make sure the third base is a little tricky to take, and by that I mean hardly tricky at all. There's Obs, there's Dragoons out. He knows that. Mong knows this deck exists. So here goes our Reaver drop. Got a couple Zealots in there too, just because a Reaver on its own, a little bit lonely. Wants to have some friends in there. And third base timing. Here we go. Third base during this Reaver drop. Flash, he's got enough money for the Nexus, a little bit more than needed, but hey, better more than not enough. Bam. Nexus coming down, and Reaver drop commencing in Los Natural Base. Okay, so here we go. There's tanks and stuff here, though, so like, okay. Wow. Unloading that Reaver was a terrible choice. It didn't get a shot off. It did not get a shot off, and it died to siege tanks. Did some friendly fire kill SCVs? Yeah. But you know, that's better than taking a Reaver shot and losing like 10 of them there. Maybe, what, 3 or 4 went down. It's fair. I mean, look, the Zealots caused that problem too by unloading here, and then tanks killing their own. It's a tale as old as time. Third base still on its way here from Flash. He's what? Got a bunch of, what, 3, 4 gateways here. He is going for another Reaver drop. He lost the first one. But, you know, if at first you don't succeed, try again. going to try to maybe land up here at the third base, which has been taken by Mong, which is problematic. Vulture, little run. Okay, scoot and shoot. Gets right on into the main base. Gets a shot trying to kill a Reaver, which is funny. Why bother, man? Why bother? Go after the probes. You can't kill a Reaver by your... I mean, you can. It takes 100 million shots is all. Did this thing get chased away? Yeah, that shuttle got chased away. Incredible. Incredible stuff here. Mong's playing very well. He's got 3 bases. Flash has 3 bases. It's 57 to 49 workers. Yes, Flash has a slight advantage on worker count, but it's nothing major by any stretch. Citadel of Adun finally coming in here. Maybe DT's in the play for Flash. One behind. Go for some Dark Templar, possibly. It's what's in his mind right now. But yeah, this vision from Mong is great. He's got spider mines at all potential expansion locations in the bottom left here. I don't know if he's blocking a Nexus location here or not. This probe wants to go for a 4th. Because again, you want to be out expanding the Terran like you're a Zerg in this matchup. And that's, I don't know, Flash has not been doing that at all for the first 10 minutes of this match. And maybe that's what this probe is into. Upgrades for the gateway units, 0, 0. Upgrades for the mech units, +1, +0. So +1 attack for these mechy boys. And, ooh, a double shuttle drop across the sky. There's turrets in there, man. I don't know. It's like, okay, maybe if we attack from 3 different locations at once. Look at these. There's Goliaths out now. Look at Flash. I think a lesser player would have gone in there and been like, whatever. Maybe you lose one of the shuttles, but maybe we can get some really big Reaver shots. And no, Flash says, nah, it's not happening. I can see it. I can see the future. Just going to kind of unload here, kind of. Okay, once again, Reaver dives without a shot. That Reaver gets a shot off. Zealots on top of tanks. There are a couple Vultures here, and the attack from the downside, or the southern side with these Dragoons. This is what we're talking about. This isn't going to win, but it is going to kill a bunch of siege tanks, and by golly, might actually get this third base the longer this game goes on. Tanks setting up, not really in a position to cover the third base all that directly. Yeah, Vultures have to come in, and like, we're not really good at fighting against Dragoons. Please help us, tanks. And the tanks kind of do, but they got to come up a ramp. SCVs are body blocking for them. There it is. The target fire on the tanks from the Dragoons. Recognizing that, sure, a bunch of these Dragoons are going to die. Probably all of them. Nice target firing on those spider mines, too, though. Oh, look at that. Another spider mine doesn't get a connection on anything. And Flash. I was worried about him. I was worried about him in this game, but he is looking something almighty here. Yeah, that third base is going to die. These are, again, +0 Dragoons, so they're not killing buildings quickly, but quickly enough. Quickly enough is what I would say. Cool. So yeah, Flash is up now. He's completely obliterated the third base of Mong. Nice drop with double Reavers and then attacks from the Dragoons from the left side and the bottom side, and just overwhelmed on this three base economy. I mean, trying to get a fourth base up here too. It's that probe fighting against that Vulture. Very brave of that probe for sure. Never going to work out for you, but Arbiter Tribunal is coming in here from Flash. That's not that far away from completion either. Extra gateways warping in. Where is said Arbiter Tribunal? It's probably on the screen and I'm missing it. There it is. Man, Falcon blindness is a serious disease that affects me. All right, going for a fourth base here. High ground, minerals only base. Vulture's terrible at killing buildings, but you know, if you give them enough time, they can kind of ramp up the damage and get some work done there. Another attack into the third base of Mong. Some Dragoons showed up, got chased away. Third base doesn't happen. Maybe going to try to expand up here instead. Maybe both. Maybe both locations are good. So yeah, this Nexus is injured. This Nexus is going to warp in with... It's hard to say. I think it's going to warp in with maybe 70% health instead of the... 100%. I guess if we count shields, it's going to be even lower. Yeah. See, Vultures. They got +2 attack. They can take down buildings given enough time. I like the upgrade advantage here quite a bit. I guess +1 just finished for the gateway units too for Flash, so that's good. He'll be all right. 152 to 110 total supply in favor of Flash. He has a massive advantage, but mech is cost efficient. Okay, so he lands the third base in. Banglass spinning around because we're on Polypoid, and that's what they do. And then kind of looks like he's setting up to defend up here, but he's not expanding there yet. Production tab doesn't have a command center on the way at all. Mong pushing, looking very strong, very scary. Heading down north to south here. Forces these Dragoons to reposition themselves, fall back. And then maybe tank set up here. Here would be interesting. Here's not really going to do much for you, I don't think, if you're Mong, but he's smart enough to know that. Mong is great. Great Terran player. Been around for a very long time. Like this guy a lot. All right, Spider Mine. Getting killed. Dragoons. But buying time for the tanks to siege up where they want to siege up, which maybe isn't as close as would be effective here. Tanks can't hit the Nexus. And if the tanks can't hit the Nexus, then what's the point of bringing the tanks along? Yeah, so 49 out of 753. Yeah, it's like 50% health on that Nexus. It's very bruised, very injured. More Vulture shenanigans, kind of threatening the natural base, just throwing out into under Spider Mines and then retreating out of there. And Flash says, get off my porch! You leave my 4th base alone! And the tanks are like, I don't know about this. Defensive Matrix is up. That is so many Dragoons, though. An insane number of Dragoons. And he does chase the Terran away here. Flash being his Protoss-y Flash. Looking great. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this game, though. Good back and forths. I just think Mong's taken maybe too many hits. Sure, his 3rd base is back, but he's at 45 SCVs to 72 probes, which, ooh, Spider Mines clearing out some of the Zealots heading north into this attack, which is good for Mong. Is it enough to keep him alive is the larger question of the day. And, you know, usually not. So heading on up. Bunch of Dragoons, that +1 attack, benefiting them. +2 is not any, well, it's near complete, but not enough for this battle. Is he going to go for it? I mean, coming up this narrow ramp stinks, but there's no tanks up here. Yeah, Mong knows that's a threat. He can walk up here and get some work done, even if these Spider Mines get some nice connections. Which they kind of do, but not much. And the delay is not going to be much of things either. Vultures are like, can we take down this 4th? There's 3 cannons. Scary stuff. There's pylon walls protecting the 3rd base at the 6 o'clock too. Flash covering all of his bases here. Just really basic Protoss stuff here. And another base is done from Flash on the left side, bottom left spawning location too. So good. Good by him. Doing a bit of a run by. Vultures into the bottom left where there is a base trying to come up here too. Vultures doing full damage to shields because everything does full damage to shields. Not enough Vultures here to really force a cancel on the Nexus, just doing as much damage as terribly possible to try to slow it down and make it easier to kill later on. So, boy, howdy. Flash, though. Sure, his 4th base is on fire, but his 5th base is great. His 6th base is looking good, too. Mong, just losing that 3rd. He's too far behind. He's just too far behind. It's 198 to 140 supply. This isn't, I mean, this isn't as massive an up at his advantage as it would be if it was like a Zerg that much up on a Terran, but yeah, man, Protoss, they need that much more in order to make some cost-efficient trades. I mean, you could still lose that kind of an advantage by walking into 17 siege tanks, which, I don't know if there's 17 here. There's definitely 4 sieged, and there are 7 unsieged, so yeah, looking problematic. To be sure here. Where are we heading south for? Spider Mines causing problems. Yeah, just 195 to 165 total supply. We don't see a ton of dropship usage in this matchup. Interesting. He's going to try to do some Vulture Siege Tanky stuff. I guess? Where are we going? All right, into the largely undefended 3rd. Zealots see this come, and they start booking it here as fast as they can. Meanwhile, Arbiter possibly recalling into the 12 o'clock. No, heads to the south. Nope, changes its mind again. And enough Zealots to clear this out. Unsiege and get picked up. Ah, I didn't pick it up. No, Mong, why? Yeah, okay, that's a dead Arbiter. By that, I mean it recalls in because, of course, it's not dead. He's so tanky. And I don't know if an EMP even got thrown out at it. Or is EMP? Nope, EMP's not even done. He tried. He really tried to fake it. Tried to bluff it. It didn't work out. And sure, look, these kind of attacks don't generally end the game for a Protoss player. But, you know, you kill some supply depots, you get some really nice trades against the Vultures that come in early with the Dragoons attacking them and stuff. 2-1 upgrades now for the Gateway units. The mech is sitting fully at 3-1, though. But you know, if you just don't have a lot of numbers, it's going to be hard for you to deal with. Once again, the 4th base tries to land, picks up, has to run for it because the Spider-Man defense is not enough. And yeah, Flash just has this game so well in hand. SCVs, run! Run! Get out of there. Nobody likes it when you run into an active war zone, boys. And I'm just feeling GG coming any second now. And by any second now. Sure, that's enough tanks to defend here against whatever this Dragoon stuff is. Oh, Observer gets sniped. Okay. I mean, look, the 3rd base is still alive for Mong, which is nice, and the 4th base is sort of alive. But look at Flash. Look at how many bases he has. Count. Count and despair, ye Terrans. I don't know what it is, but in games that I cast where somebody's off-racing, they just win. They win more often than not when they're off-racing. And I can't help but wonder it's because they have an intricate knowledge of how to beat a Terran if you main as Terran, but you off-race as Protoss. And that's what we're seeing here from Flash. It's like what we saw from the Light versus Flash game, where Light was off-racing as Protoss, and Flash was playing Terran, and Light just looked so good. That's exactly what this is. Flash, maybe a little bit vulnerable in the early stages of the game, but blew up economically, took a ton of bases. He's still got a big old army running around. He's got a bank. He does take down the 4th command center. Being on 3 bases at 20 minutes is just not going to happen. Unless your opponent's also on 3 bases or possibly on 2 bases, and then maybe you can make it work. But this is, yeah, man, Flash has the top left, too. Mong is going to try to bust down a ramp. And by that, I mean he's going to siege up and kill some Dragoons. And then bust down a ramp. But it's 178 to 109 supply. Mong just doesn't... I do not see a path forward for him to win this thing again. Unless Flash wanders into all of these siege tanks sieged up. And is terrible with target firing and loses this whole army. Maybe that's going to happen here for Mong, but I do not feel it. I do not feel it in my StarCraft casting bones. 4th base. Okay, replanting here for Mong. That's good. Getting a 4th base, well, getting a base replaced quickly after it dies is just the sign of an excellent player. If you do that, pat yourself on the back. You're good at StarCraft. If you find yourself losing a base and then never replacing it for the rest of the game, even if it's not under attack, you're doing it wrong. EMP, bro, big huge battle. Here they come. Not going to be cost efficient here for the Protoss at all. But not something that Flash is concerned about here. He stasis the 3 of the tanks on the right side. There we go. Tanks starting to fall down. Zealot count kind of low. By that I mean there's 2 boys. 1, 0, 0 Zealots remaining, but that's your GG. I assume he said GG over Discord. I think that's where a lot of these games were being communicated about. But GG Flash as Protoss is your winner. In 23 minutes and 9 total seconds. Absolutely, truly fantastic plays. They're from Flash. Again, I was worried about him early on. He just had the 2 bases for a while. Then, you know, got into a 3rd base, never lost it. 4th base, never lost it. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and it just went from there. And Mong couldn't keep up, especially after his 3rd base died. That's so much important mineral income to the Terran. He never got a 4th base established. And just economics, ladies and gentlemen. Economics are what this is all about, traditionally. Like, StarCraft is so much that way, especially the longer the game goes on, right? As the more we're going to see economics matter. All right. Good stuff. It's just Flash's Protoss, man. You should be as afraid of him as you are as when he's playing Terran. Just always be afraid of Flash, basically. 164,000 points for Flash, 130 from Mong. Outproduced the Protoss on about a 3-to-1 ratio or so there from Mong, but it got killed a little more than that. It's not a huge discrepancy here this time. Structures raised, going to be 14-to-1 in favor of Flash, which is nuts. And this is where it matters. The total spent. Outspending your Terran opponent by a full 14,000 resources in only 20 minutes is good. That's it. If you just have more money than your Terran, a lot more. I mean, if you outspend him by 5,000, probably not enough. 10,000, you're getting there, but 14 is beautiful. Really good. Really, really good stuff. All right. Alrighty then. So that right there is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and Flash on the Off Race. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.